All right, so you're thinking about buying a place in California, specifically in the fall and winter of 2024.
Okay. Yeah.
You sent us some really interesting stuff from the Andy Vong Team Perspectives podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like it could be a pretty good time to buy.
Well,
Let's dive into that.
yeah, let's see what we can learn.
So Andy Vong is painting a really intriguing picture of what might be like a shift to a buyer's market
Yeah,
forming in late 2024.
potentially.
And that could mean more homes for sale,
Right.
less competition from other buyers,
Yeah.
better deals.
For sure.
But he goes even further than that and talks about having more room to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
What does that actually look like for, someone who's actually buying a house?
Well, I think it's less about, going in there and trying to lowball somebody and more about having, different options on the table.
Yep.
Maybe you try to negotiate some seller credits to help with those closing costs.
Okay.
All those fees that come with finalizing a purchase.
Right.
Or maybe you ask the seller to cover some upgrades or repairs before you move in.
Okay.
Those things can really add up and make a big difference in your overall costs.
That's smart, thinking beyond just the price of the home.
Exactly.
Speaking of costs, Andy Vong also mentioned price stability as being more likely during the fall and winter months.
Yes.
Is that something that you see as a consistent trend in real estate?
Oh, absolutely. Spring and summer tend to be the busiest seasons.
Makes sense.
So naturally, that's when you see those prices kind of spike.
Okay.
As things settle down in the fall and winter, that's when it can become a strategic time to buy.
But wouldn't waiting until then mean, maybe missing out on some great homes that might sell really quickly?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a valid concern. But, the increased inventory that Andy Vong is predicting might actually give you a wider selection in those months.
Interesting.
So, it's a trade-off.
Right.
Since each buyer has to really weigh carefully.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole interest rate puzzle.
Yeah.
Even small changes can make a big difference to what you end up paying.
Huge.
Does Andy Vong offer any insights on where rates might be headed?
Well, he did hint at the possibility of rates dropping a bit later in 2024.
Okay.
Maybe even significantly.
Wow.
There's some speculation that the Fed might ease its policies, which could lead to those lower mortgage rates.
Yeah.
It's something worth keeping an eye on because that could really, impact what you can afford.
Affordability is key. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Andy Vong also made a point of suggesting to close before that spring market frenzy kicks in. Why is that timing so crucial?
Well, it's about getting ahead of the curve. Yep. Closing before that spring rush means you're going to avoid, potential bidding wars.
Right.
And those prices that start to escalate like crazy.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, securing a home before things heat up could mean getting a price.
Yeah.
Which is, a win in anyone's book.
So it sounds like fall and winter 2024 in California could be a really great time to buy.
It could be.
With more inventory,
Yeah.
less competition, potentially lower interest rates.
Right.
And, more of a chance to fine-tune your negotiation strategy.
Exactly. And, this all really boils down to what matters most to you in a home purchase.
Yeah.
Given these advantages,
Yeah.
are you more focused on finding the perfect house no matter when it pops up?
Uh-huh.
Or is getting the best possible price your top priority?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a lot to consider.
A lot to think about.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for breaking all that down for us.
Because it was my pleasure.
This has been another Deep Dive.
Take care.
See you next time. Bye-bye.